everyone, you are watching another episode of CultYap. Basically, yapping by creators for creators. That's you. Now, if you're thinking of getting into content creation, that's so good. We're so proud of you. But we'll be lying if we said it's all rainbows and butterflies, which is why we've got two guests here to share their personal journey into content creation. Our first guest is a footballer. He's got his own social media agency and he's a content creator himself. His content resonates with the health, fitness, wellness crowd. Our second guest is a dynamic beauty influencer that enthralls his audience with his super honest beauty reviews and playful tutorials. And also, with his bright personality, he wants his followers to embrace their own unique style. Sachin, Troy, welcome to CultYap!
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
I'm so excited to get into this conversation and just start yapping with y'all. Now, I would love to know, how did you even start your content creation journey? Troy?
Okay, so I started way long time ago, but of course nobody watched my videos lah. Okay, as usual, as everyone. But when the video blows up, that's where you create a lot of multiple versions of the same thing. And then as viewers roll in, and then you try to find different things to do. I think that's how you find your own niche, is to find what you really am passionate to do. Yeah.
All right, how long have you been content creating?
I started officially in November last year.
All right, okay.
Very fresh and new.
A newbie, but slaying the game.
Period.
Now, Sachin, thing's a little bit different for you. You've got a day job. You are a footballer. So how did you get into content creation?
Honestly, okay, well, obviously, with football, there's so many different elements of football nowadays, and a lot of it is actually branding yourself. Not only does that help on the pitch, but also off the pitch as well. And I think that aside from it being initially a side hustle, I got a lot of opportunities from like different brand deals, brands that I never would imagine would approach me to actually come and endorse me for fitness products, protein. Sports equipment, all these kind of things, because I started doing content. So I kind of realized the business side of doing things, if the content side, and that's kind of why I started. But I only started late or early last year, so it's only been like a year and a bit.
Yeah, I can't believe you've got two newbies that are literally slaying the game. You guys are doing so well. I'm going to put you on the spot, Sachin. If you had to pick, football or content creation?
Football, yeah. Football.
Okay, I want to know, Troy, what is something about content creation that you like, and what is something you're not that big of a fan?
Okay, so what I really love about content creation is you have your own time, you can do things at your own pace, you have more free times to hang out with your family or your friends. But what I don't really like is sometimes you have to connect through a camera. That's sometimes a bit harder. Yep. And also it's more challenging to keep up with the trends and constantly stressing about your engagement, what's your next brand deal, things like that. Is really, really stressful.
Yeah, I can imagine. You?
Well, okay, one thing I love about content creation is that you have the ability to put yourself out there, so people can kind of connect with you, opportunities as well. The one thing I don't like is probably the editing side. The editing side, it can get really tedious sometimes, and you kind of underestimate how much time goes into like actually shooting and editing videos. So,
correct. Honestly, a lot of people think there are some content creators that have a whole team behind them, right? They've got the managers, the editors. Yeah,
definitely not me.
Definitely not us. All three of us. Okay, so yeah, you think you're done with the shooting? It's like, oh my goodness, the bulk of the work is done. No, the bulk of the work is about to start because the editing is so tedious. I don't like it either. I wish I had an editor. Hey, somebody slam my DMs.
And you have to like you hear yourself repeat it like 10 times. Like,
I know.
Today.
And then you start like nitpicking, right? On like your own.
That's how my voice sounds? I don't
know.
So annoying one.
It's the worst. Sometimes I record a whole video and I hate the way I sound, so I just do a voiceover. Because I'm like, no, I don't like how this sounds. I want to know, you can please be completely honest. When it comes to like the money side of things, is it a huge motivator for you to, continue content creating?
Of course.
That's the only answer I was looking for.
Yeah,
if you say no, you'll be lying, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'd be lying if it wasn't, a good motivator.
Exactly. So maybe have you had any weird experiences with, I don't know, clients or other social media agencies when it comes to like, your rates as a content creator? Or, when it comes to the finances?
For me, a lot of brands always say that I'm very expensive. Okay, for me, it's not about expensive or cheap. It's about the value that I bring to your brand or whatever I'm promoting. So if you feel like I'm worth it, then you go ahead. If you feel no, then no need. It's very simple only.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, were you always like this?
At first when I started, I priced myself very, very low. And when you do that, usually around this market, everyone is like quite low. So when my price goes up, everyone's like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? But you have to value yourself. If you're a content creator, make sure you value yourself and your work. Don't feel like you're not worth however amount that you feel like you want to charge.
Yeah, I completely agree. You pay me what I think I want to get paid. It's as simple as that. When you started out your content creation journey, Sachin, how did you find like a point of reference as to how you're supposed to be like charged?
I think that was because some of my teammates were actually doing content creation before me. So I did ask them. I had a few friends who were in the industry as well, and I asked them, family members too. So I think that was my point of reference, but they've been doing it for such a long time.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was just happy to get free stuff. Like, you know, the
As we
Malaysians,
all are,
I
as
was
we
like,
all are.
yeah, sure, you know.
But free stuff don't pay your electricity bill.
That's true. That is true. You know, and I think that's when I started to realize, like, you know, the time and effort to make a video. I was like, okay, you know what, this can be like a full-time thing, you know. So
Yeah. Have any of you ever gotten like in a tiff with like a client? A little back and forth messaging?
Of course, that's why I don't handle it. My manager handles it.
What I do to have a manager. But come on, tell us like the details of it, like, you know?
I mean, of course, there is, you know, sometimes you already done everything. There was this one instance that, you know, I went to their offices, we shot everything, done, and then, you know, something happened and then they canceled the deal. So I'm like, girl, what? So yeah, we had to, you know, cook something up and then they had to pay a certain amount.
Yeah, because you already put in the effort to go for the shoot and sort everything out. And were they difficult to deal with when this whole situation was happening?
For me, because usually for beauty influencers like me, we don't directly deal with the brand. We usually deal with an agency.
Correct.
So when the agency, you know, is to filter whatever the brand wants. Yeah, so let's say the brand say, I don't think they are fit for our brand. And then the agency have to tell us, you know, oh, so sorry about whatever. So I don't really feel a negative way about the brand or the agency. It's just that sometimes people already put in the work and everything is already done. So it's a waste of time on my part as well. Yeah.
Understood. Okay, you?
No, actually, I don't think I've had
No?
an instance yet.
So all the clients have been great.
All the clients so far, I mean, touch wood, they've been okay. I've had one instance where not really a tiff, but like, you know, they give a kind of direction, a script, and then when I've done filming, they've kind of wanted to change that direction a bit, and they wanted to add like more football shots, for example, and then like I kind of have to work around my training and stuff like that. So, you know, those things are a bit annoying, especially after you've done the filming already. So
yeah, especially when you need to go to another location and literally sort out your schedule just to get the shots, right?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel, by the way, like shooting while you're also like, for example, you're practicing, you're on the field, and then having to go like, oh guys, give me like 10 minutes, I gotta stay on the field to get some shots. How does that make you feel?
I mean, yeah, at first I was kind of like shy to do it, you know. I was kind of like, you know, filming by myself secretly in the corner. But then I think in the industry that I'm in, it's a very well-known thing for people to do content and things like that. So especially because a lot of my teammates are doing the same thing, it makes it easier. You know, we help each other film. We know exactly kind of like what angles to do. You know, the direction. So it's quite easy.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's great that they know how to shoot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, sometimes you want to get some help from people, and then you know it's great. You're so thankful, but then you just don't get the shots that you want, right?
Like filming the sky. And shit,
I know. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a statement. I just want to know what you think. Most content creators are rich.
I don't think so.
Yeah, like do you agree?
They're not. No. I mean, content creators, we create content for it's like basically selling our content. So if you feel like that thing or that campaign, you know, fits our brand, then we are like, okay, the brand will approach us, we'll accept, and then, you know, there's a certain amount. So that payment could be in 60 days or I don't know how many months. So payments sometimes are late, and it's fine being late, but you have to, you have to have a file keeping of everything that you do.
Yeah.
So don't forget like, oh, this brand haven't paid me yet. Oh, this brand pay 30 days late. Yeah, so always keep track of your payments. Yeah.
Yeah, keeping track is very important. I have definitely missed out on some payments, 100%, just because I just completely forget, I just go,
Hello, where's my money?
I should. So, do you guys, or have you guys ever made some, let's say, bad financial decisions, especially when it comes to planning out your finances? Like you said, you don't really get paid. It's not like a 9 to 5 where you get like every end of the month you get a certain pay, right? It depends on the jobs that you're doing, their terms and conditions. So have you ever made like some bad financial decisions while content creation or with the pay that you get with content creation?
Um,
Or are you just super financial savvy that you've never made a mistake before?
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. For me, I mean, I can't really think of a time I've been irresponsible with the money I've gotten from content creation, but I feel like there was a time where, the whole perception of getting like material things, having to like fit that status quo.
Yeah.
That was when I found myself, when I dove deeper into content creation, a lot of people in my industry specifically were, they became quite addicted to that. The material aspects, looking a certain way, acting a certain way. And it is easy to kind of get into that same headspace. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm very thankful that I have a good support system, strong family, strong friends to kind of, put me in the right direction. So
bring you back to ground.
Yeah.
Help you touch some grass.
Yes, yeah.
What about you, Troy?
Of course, when you first get a lot of money, you're like, oh my God, I want this, I want that. And as brands send you more things, you're like, wow, so much skincare, so much makeup, wow. But to a point, you're like, okay lah, already material things you have. So what is the next step? Is it to spend even more money, or you want to start saving, or you want to put it into another account, maybe for some rainy days, or no job, or you get cancelled, you never know. So yeah, I think you have to like separate your money. Like let's say you already got a job, let's say you get 1,000 ringgit. How many % of that is going into a savings account for a rainy day? I think that's important.
Wow, you're so sorted. I wish.
Actually, no, because like a lot of times, like for us content creators, I'm speaking of some of my friends that I know is they get popular really fast. When you get popular really fast,
Like
a lot of
overnight
brands,
viral.
a lot of brands approach you for opportunities. You're everywhere, and then suddenly you're not there anymore. Money keeps rolling in until it doesn't. You keep spending it like water until you can't spend it like that anymore. So I think it's important when you're at your peak, please save. Please save.
Wow, that's great advice. But I want to know though, like with the content creation money, can you tell me what was like the first big purchase you made? Like, just to treat yourself after working so hard. Do you remember? Do you guys remember?
Yeah.
What was yours?
About watch.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, technically, some people might say that's an investment, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's at least what
That's how you tell yourself. That's how we convince ourselves, right? Okay, you, Troy?
For me, from a studio, I moved into a condo, renting. I didn't buy. I didn't buy.
I was about to say,
yeah. So
damn.
for me to every month have that kind of commitment, it's a lot because you have to think, every month you have to fork out this money, and you don't know if this money is there for you every single month. It's not like back in the day when I was working at 9 to 5, every month you have your money there. Oh, you're like, okay lah, if I earn this much, then I spend this much. It's like sometimes you either earn or you don't earn.
Yeah, correct. Oh my goodness, yeah. When the bill starts rolling in, you start getting scared, I think like that's like the fear I have as a content creator, because you got responsibilities, you've got loans, you've got a car, you have to pay everything off, and you just don't know where your next salary is coming from. So, okay, now that I've exposed you guys all your bad financial decisions. What are some good habits you practice when it comes to managing your finances as a content creator?
Actually, you don't really need it lah. Don't buy. Yeah.
Wow, it's easier said than done.
Yeah,
Troy.
when you're there, I was like, yeah, I need it. Yeah. Yeah, but I think a lot of things that you don't really need lah. Like a lot of that's why I'm here in the beauty industry to tell you what's good and what's not. That's why for me, I always step into my 15-year-old self when I had no money, when I was sitting bus to school. I was like, okay, I have only 20 ringgit. What lip gloss can I buy? Yeah, so that's the mindset I always go into content creation. Like, okay, if let's say my young fans are out there, they don't have a lot of money, or younger adults, people that are B40, what kind of products they can buy gives you the thing that you want, but cheaper.
Yeah, all right. But I mean, now that you're here, right, how do you then decide okay, it's time for me now to like buy something nice for myself. I mean, you do have to like, you're working so hard, kerja keras untuk apa? You want to spend on yourself once in a while, right?
Yeah.
So how do you make that decision now?
I mean, if it makes you happy, if you let's say if you left the store and you are like, okay, I keep thinking of this thing, I wanted it for many years. I think your watch also is not like let me go into this watch store and let me buy this. It's like you have to think of it like, okay, will I use it in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or will I pass it down to my children? Things like that is very important if you are buying something that very expensive. And let's say a lot of content creators out there, when you just start, please don't buy an expensive car first.
Yeah.
You can pay the monthly installment, but when the
Facts.
tires are out, or when when the monthly there is a lot of interest, things like that, how are you gonna pay? Or the jobs start rolling in, how are you gonna pay that?
Yep. So every time you make a decision to make a huge purchase, you gotta think like long term, right?
Buy Proton.
Support local.
Support local.
Support local.
Okay, Proton is not that cheap either. I'm just saying. But
Saga.
what about you, Sachin?
Okay, so for me, like, I'm not at the stage where like social media is my full-time income yet. It's more of just, I would say, more of a side hustle for me at the moment.
Okay.
So it is like one avenue of income for me. So for me, my mindset was always have several different avenues of income rolling in for me, just so that, if one stops for some reason, like take COVID, for example.
Yeah.
If one stops for some reason, you have these other outlets for you as well. So I typically like to use all the money that I make from social media and just kind of save it for things like, if I need it for a rainy day, if I want to make a purchase, something that I really wanted, like, later on, paying down my apartment, things like that. So for me, that's my mindset with all the money I get from social media, because I feel like right now, because I'm quite new into it, I'm only starting to see the consistency now. Before it was like very like one-off
Very like
jobs.
sparse.
Yeah, like if I get a job, that's really cool. Okay, that's awesome. But now I'm kind of starting to see like, every month I can kind of predict, okay, this is like, how many jobs I can do. So that's my take on it.
All right, that's great. That's a great like approach to it. I mean, saving is always important. But do you guys dabble in investing?
I invest in myself.
All right. Okay. What about you,
Yeah, I
Sachin?
do, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So is that like important for you? Like, maybe because with finances it doesn't come every month, right? So is your focus more on like, okay, it's better to save, or is it more of like, let me invest this money?
Yeah, I'm quite like of a risky kind of person. So I mean, not to the sense like, I'm just gonna like, invest all my money.
You do think before you make a decision.
Yeah, so it's like a percentage of whatever I make, collectively, will go towards like certain investments. Yeah.
All right, that's so good. That's something I'm not dabbling in just yet. I'm a bit scared because obviously I don't know enough. But yeah, that's a great way to, not just like rely on like a certain like job to give your money, right? In the future, investments, you get the money back. Do you think, the both of y'all, do you guys think content creators are underpaid, or do you think you're paid fairly well? I mean, of course, it's quite personal, right? Because everybody charges differently. But in general, what is your opinion on this?
For me, it's very simple. If you feel like you are underpaid, then take more jobs or raise your price. Yeah, you cannot just be there and, let's say if you're working. For me, back then when I started working, I got paid one hour 5 ringgit. So at that time, I'm like, okay, 5 ringgit, what will I do with the 5 ringgit? So when you start out content creating, you cannot expect one video you can charge 30,000. You have to start out somewhere, start out small amount, then slowly increase when your quality of content increases. Yeah, so you have to see like if your content is quality or not. If it's not quality, then how you want to charge?
Yeah, I think it's just to add on that. I think it's you should focus on building your portfolio first. Working, it's not necessarily about, you shouldn't have the mindset of like, oh, I want to make as much money as possible in the beginning. It's more of just getting yourself out there, learning from these people that are already in the position that you want to be in, and make videos that are as good or even better, so you can kind of get to that level.
Yeah, slow and steady, right?
Exactly,
like you will get there. But you can't deny that some content creators, when they're in this phase of like building themselves, right, they do get exploited by brands.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
They do get exploited by brands. So if there was like one advice you could give to like new content creators that are just starting out, they want to get there, but they're just starting out, what would you say?
When I was first starting out, a lot of the things would be like verbal agreements. And for me, that wasn't a problem. I was like, yeah, cool. I'm just happy to do a video for you guys, right? But I think as you go along, just make sure that there's like an agreement letter, that everything's in black and white. I mean, even like content creation aside, whatever you do, you have to have an agreement letter, black
Facts.
and white, that states everything. And always read the agreement letter. Always read contracts.
Don't just sign it.
Don't just sign it,
It's
yeah. Always read the contracts and just be very like thorough with it, you know, just to make sure that, okay, did they say payment date is this? The payment date is this. If they say the amount is this. It's all black and white.
For me, it's almost the same. Yeah, but when I first started out, I'm like, I didn't know that you can make a career out of, you know, content creating. And as you see, you know, some of my friends, they are very, very famous and then they charge a certain amount. And you think, okay, that would never be me lah. At that point, you're like, small kacang only. But as you slowly get there, you have to prioritize your content, what kind of content that you want to produce. So let's say that that content is making you money. So what other content that you can do to add on to that? Yeah, and also when you're working with brands, make sure that you have a good relationship with the brands as well. Yeah, so I still keep very close relationships with the brands that started working with me since I was way micro. Yeah, so I'm always very thankful for the brands that have been believing in me since day one. Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. All right. So if, let's just say, you have a younger sibling who is like, I'm thinking of getting into content creation. What would your reaction be? Are you going to encourage it? Are you going to be like,
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Find your niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think niche is something that a lot of people talk about, like how can I earn money, right? Like what do you want to share? Let's say if you have a vast knowledge in, you know, cooking, but then you want to share about gardening, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, do what you feel like makes sense for you.
yeah, there has to be some kind of strategic planning going into this, right? Because at the end of the day, this is a job, is a career. You've got to plan 3 months ahead, 6 months ahead. And content ideas are not easy to come by.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Especially when you're doing it like full time. It's so hard and it's so exhausting. And this is excluding the actual shooting and the editing and the marketing and putting it out all out there and commenting and replying to people and building your community, right? So you guys have been doing content creation for a bit now. You're still like, you know, in the game, but you've been doing it for a while. So what is something that you have learned in your journey that you will carry with you, like while the industry is still evolving, while there are still more content creators coming into the game?
You wanna go first?
Stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just be you. Yeah, like say if someone wants to, nobody can replace someone, okay? Nobody can replace, let's say if I get a brand deal, then the next person gets jealous. Girl, that's the brand just wants you. Yeah, just be yourself. Do whatever that you feel like your audience will like. That's all, simple.
Yeah, I mean, similar to what Troy said. I think, yeah, staying true to yourself, finding your own voice. Because in the end of the day, you know, everyone has their own audience, and the better you can actually relate to your audience, the more effective your content will be. Yeah.
Wow, amazing, guys. Thank you so much for sitting on this couch and yapping with me. This was so great. I learned so much about you. I'm sure everyone watching has taken something with them. This is CultYap, and we will be back with another episode. Bye.
Thanks, guys.